Hi guys, Laura Brophy here. Today we are going to go through the before and afters of our Searidge project, and you will hear my authentic reaction to it. I really have to think about it. Like, I don't even know what that is. Okay, so the architecture of Searidge, the before, is quite different. So when looking at the original Searidge, it felt extremely dated. I think you would pull up to this house and go, not interested. It is odd. You have these like that arched roof. You have a lot of curves going on, but not in a current way. And even if you look at the landscape, it was so blah. There's nothing attractive about this house. Oh wow, the backyard, it has a great view, and it did have a pool, but the shape was awful. It just was not doing anything good at all. So yeah, the afters are pretty impressive after seeing that. Okay, so wow, the entry, and I actually really do remember this because I looked at this recently, and it was like that pale oak with the pinkish color in it. Really odd staircase that was just horrible. It was sculptural in all of the wrong ways. And you had a dining room where we have the office, but the dining room was like tucked away, far from anything. So of course, who would actually use it? I feel like that was a thing of the past where dining rooms were like off to the side in a weird area, and people just left it to look pretty but never used it except for maybe 1 or 2 times a year, and that was definitely the case here. Yeah, the door was huge even back then, but it was so ugly. So just by changing it to a steel glass, beautiful modern door changed everything. Let's look at another one. Okay, so there's the dining room. That was back in that corner, which is now the office. Had this weird mural and horrible draperies. Weird like cove ceiling with maybe this like really ugly plaster. I would never walk in here and use it, quite frankly. Oof. This is what is now the pool room on the Searidge project, and it has these, I mean, the ceiling almost looks like a spider web to me. It looks so scary, and I would be nervous to even sleep underneath it. Has that pinkish oak. I feel like pinkish wood. Most of the time, I would steer away from it. Then you have this really odd window treatment with scalloped fabric. And I don't even know what it's doing. It's clearly there for decoration. Someone thought it was great to like coordinate your fabrics. It reminds me when you're going through a fabric book and you're like, oh, I love this one and it coordinates with this, and it just looks so wrong. All right, next one. Oh, so we have the primary bedroom. This image is it's just all wrong. You're not looking at the view, you're looking at that cornice box that is just not good. And I really do think that they thought this was good probably back in the day, and you can just see it makes you feel sad. I would not want to go to this area. I would not hang out here. I think so. This area was where we have, God, where is this? I think this is where the bar, this is where the bar is, the speakeasy bar. They had a pool table with a built-in, and they even had a like recessed area for lamps, and this ornate heavy Tuscan iron chandelier and horrible draperies, horrible rug. It's not attractive at all. I wouldn't want to play pool in here. It just doesn't look good. Story time. Let's talk construction. So when I first walked on to the project, it was already in demo phase. And it's really one of the most exciting parts of a project when you can stand in a space and see it in its raw state and feel how we're going to be able to transform this into something new and fresh. We had such a strong team on this project that was just so vested in the home and the transformation of the space. So much so that in some of our meetings, I can remember when we were staring at this fireplace that we had really put it together to be plaster and just kind of leave it as something that would almost go away. We were standing there and we decided to honor that as part of the original, but change the material to brick. Once we decided that brick was going to be the element, John and I, we sat there and decided to bring it to the exterior. That was such a strong moment for this project, and really the exterior was so much more elevated by just bringing in a new texture that you then found when you walk into the home. So that really leads me into, let's go look at the afters. So the architecture on our Searidge project, you can see it was such a huge transformation. The beautiful, huge iron and glass door that just really you see through all the way to the ocean that's beyond. We have the brick where you can see we brought that to the exterior and we did not paint it white. We left it exposed and raw, and it just adds so much texture and warmth. We also have the landscape, which is beautiful with the olive trees that are flanking the front door, adding to the architecture, and just turned out so beautiful and so fresh. Walking into the entry, you will notice such a transformation where we have the staircase that is so dramatic with the iron staircase, and then under being the wine room. We also have the oak paneling that really adds a lot of warmth. Instead of it just being drywall, it really stepped up then into the office where we have a little bit more of this moodier feel with the wallpaper. Then we're going into the living room, and you can see that it is not sunken anymore. You just have this beautiful space that doesn't have this odd transition that you would step down into, and it just really makes it feel a lot more open. Then we go into the dining room, and that is where it used to be the piano, and you can see really this moment of having a beautiful table in this space just feels like it connects the living room, the family room, the sitting area. I believe this family will actually utilize the space, which is so important to us when thinking about design. We then go into the speakeasy, and this room, we have that fireplace that we turn into just such a moment. We have such gorgeous marble, the brick, so many different elements that make this room so comfy and a space I would want to go into probably every night after work. We go into the kitchen, and in this space, you can see it's such a beautiful, large space with double islands. You have a workstation sink with an eat in, eat out style kitchen. So it really connects you to the exterior, which we're always thinking about how to connect the two. You have the integrated marble sink on the island. That's such a beautiful statement. And warm woods, a special floor that was, we brought in from Europe, and Thermador appliances, which are such a beautiful statement for this kitchen. Okay, now we're going into the primary bedroom, and the primary bedroom, we always want these spaces to feel a little more quiet and calming and just a space where you're going to want to relax. And we did that by adding plaster and soft muted tones. We have the fireplace with a gorgeous marble surround. We have this beautiful banquette seating moment where you can sit and relax. Again, the connection to the beautiful exterior. It's a space where you would walk in and feel calm and relaxed. When we go into the bathroom, we used really natural materials. We used natural marble. We have natural woods. We have a floor that's really special, and the tiles are from Morocco, so they have this worn look, and it gives you such a timeless feel. The laundry room is such a moment in this house. You can see the beautiful floors, the marble that we used. And the most exciting part is when you step up into the gift wrapping station, where it will house all of your gift wrapping needs, and it's such a intentional, unique space on this project. So now as we're going outdoors, you can see it's also been such a transformation to what it was. We have the pool, but we've reinvented the shape to bring it back to being so much more current. We have the outdoor kitchen. That's such a great place for barbecuing with the Evo. So many different ways that you can use the backyard for just a peaceful, pool day or entertaining. There's so many functions to this space. Thanks so much for watching. I've had so much fun. I know some of it was probably a little bit controversial, but I had a great time with you all and can't wait for the next one. It's a hot day out there. I would suggest wearing minimal clothes.
I hope you got that on video.
Dude, did I ever. Always rolling, baby. Always gotta be rolling.